All right, Travel Diaries, Las Vegas. This is one of my final entries, if not my final entry for this trip. I'm going over what it costs to stay at Westgate. I'm going to go over everything. I'm going to reveal my room cost. I booked the second cheapest room here, and I loved it. I'm going to go over the resort fee, what it costs to eat and drink. I gambled a little bit. If you want to come to Westgate for 4 nights and eat and drink pretty well, this is what it's going to cost. Before I go any further, this is just my Travel Diaries series. I just go one-on-one with the camera. Sometimes I give additional trip insights. I do travel hacks, comparison videos. I give away cost, and sometimes I get a little personal. Today I'm going over my cost 4 nights at Westgate. Here we go. I started out at the Sportsbook, or I should say the Superbook. This, for the longest time, was the largest sportsbook in Vegas. Still could be. Circa claims that title now, but I think this sportsbook here is way better. It feels much more like a sportsbook. The sportsbook at Circa is a little too artificial feeling for me. The great thing about the sportsbook here, or should I say the Superbook, is that they have restaurants on site. Not only are there a few bars, there are restaurants as well. There's a pizza place, there is a taco shop, and there's a burger joint. They're all kind of combined into one. That is the first place I ate. I did a little bit of everything. I got 2 slices of pepperoni pizza. That was $12. I got a pastrami Reuben. That was $16. Chicken wings. That was $15. And then an unlimited soda. Yes, I've relapsed on caffeine. Unlimited soda was $5. Total was $52.02. There really wasn't any service, but I did throw a few dollars to the person at the cashier's desk. $55 out the door for my gigantic meal at the Superbook. I'm going to go over this one right now. It's not that painful of a loss financially, but I'm just very, very mad in general at the Wheel of Fortune slot machines. Do you play these things? Has anyone ever won on a Wheel of Fortune slot machine? If you've won on a Wheel of Fortune slot machine, I want to know about it, because I have never won on a Wheel of Fortune slot machine. I swore off them a long time ago and swore off them again on this trip, but this one was a double diamond Wheel of Fortune slot machine. I've had some luck on the diamonds and double diamond slot machines. Anyway, I have never lost money faster. $50 was gone within 45 seconds. I went to Walgreens and I stocked up. I did a super stock. There is so much stuff on here, I can't even go through it, but I got sandwiches. I got a half gallon of milk. I got waters. I got some juices, and I got some protein bars. It looks absurd for one person, and I actually went through all this food in about, I'd say, 2 days. It was $55. And yes, that is a large Walgreens run, but it actually helped me save a ton of money. Just how much, you might ask? Well, this is my cheapest trip yet. That's right, this is my cheapest trip I've ever done, and I was here for 4 nights. Usually I do 3, and I owe a lot of that to this Walgreens run. $55. It's $54.97. Let's call it $55. $55 for a super stock at Walgreens. Okay, Fresco Italiano. As you may have guessed, that is the Italian place on site. This place had beautiful decor. I liked it. It was old world, traditional, classy, yet modern. It had multiple dining rooms. I loved the Vespas outside. It wasn't the best Italian I've ever had. Actually, it's pretty average, but just wait until you see what it costs. So I ordered the caprese, a hefty portion of caprese, $16. The meatballs, there were 3 of them, and each one was the size of a tennis ball, $15. That's all the food I needed. So if you want to come and just get filled on some decent Italian food, $31 is all it's going to take you at Fresco Italiano. I was so happy about saving all this money. I actually sprung for dessert. I rarely do dessert, but they had custard. Not just ice cream, but custard, which is richer, more indulgent, but better tasting. And that dessert also came with pistachio gelato. One of my favorite things in the world, pistachio gelato ice cream. It was awesome. I had some cocktails that were nothing to write home about, but the best drink I had was at the very end. I don't know if you would call this drink or dessert. It was an affogato. Have you had these before? You've seen them on the channel. It is basically espresso with a dollop of ice cream in it. That's what I was expecting, at least. And this thing came out like a full-blown dessert. From memory, it had Nutella. It had chocolate. It had pecans or walnuts or something, and then they poured a shot of amaretto on top of it. That is the thing I remember most from my meal at Fresco Italiano, the bombastic affogato. So after 3 plates and 2 craft cocktails, this was still well under $100. I saw some really unique beers I wanted to gift as a present. I took 2 of those with me. Subtotal with tax was $102.96. That is a tremendous bargain in my opinion. I threw on another 20 and change. It came out to be $123 for all that food at Fresco Italiano. Okay, Fortuna, this is an insane breakfast. This is probably my biggest breakfast I've ever had. Fortuna is the market downstairs right next to the elevators. They do Starbucks beverages and coffees, and then they have their food. Here's what I had. I had a soda, I had a Voss water, and then I had a breakfast croissant, ham, egg, and cheese. Then I had a corned beef Reuben, and then I had a calzone for breakfast. That's pretty insane. It was $49.85. I am not really sure what else to say about that. $49.85 for a gigantic breakfast at Fortuna. All right, International Bar. This property was originally called the International Hotel, and I think that's why they call the bar the International Bar. I think they pay homage to their history. I like that. I think it's probably the coolest place to grab a drink here at Westgate. It's right on the casino floor. It has really cool lights, and they actually had some really cool craft cocktails. I had an off-the-menu drink called a Pearl Crush. Very tropical, very sweet, very lovely, and very delicious. And then I had 2 of their seasonal drinks. The first one was a 3 Wise Men, aka Rocket Fuel. My mouth was spitting flames after this one. The 3 Wise Men, in case you didn't know, are Johnny Walker, Jim Beam, and Jack Daniels. And yes, there was a shot of each one of those in that drink. That will get you where you need to go very quickly. My favorite one, however, was the Vegas Snowman, Malibu rum, coconut milk, and a few other things. It came garnished with a snowman marshmallow. That was just pure deliciousness. For those 3 drinks with a tip, it was $55. So the subtotal was around $47, a little less. I tipped on 20% and change. $55 out the door for 3 drinks at the International Bar. All right, Riki Tiki Sushi. This place was beautiful. It is situated on the same venue as the Benihana. So if you do not feel like doing traditional teppanyaki or hibachi, you can just go to Riki Tiki, which again is in the same room, and you can get a traditional Japanese menu. Not only was this place beautiful, jaw-dropping, literally awesome, they had an all-you-can-eat sushi, and this was the classiest all-you-can-eat sushi. It's the classiest all-you-can-eat sushi I've ever seen. Typically, all-you-can-eat sushi is so basic, right? You get your Philadelphia roll, your California roll, your spicy tuna rolls. They're really small. You leave out of boredom than you do by being full. This one, I mean, they had different courses. You could do appetizers. Specialty rolls were available for all-you-can-eat. You also got a dessert. I don't do a lot of all-you-can-eat sushi. Maybe there are a lot of them like this, but I've never seen an all-you-can-eat sushi that was this beautiful. It was so classy. I would say it has to be the classiest all-you-can-eat in Vegas, or at least one of them. So it was $33 for all-you-can-eat sushi. I just had 1 Japanese beer to add on to that. It was $44.30. The service was excellent. It was outstanding. I tipped more than 20%. It came out to be $55. So $55 for my all-you-can-eat bonanza at Riki Tiki Sushi. Okay, I'm getting to the rooms right after this. This just exemplifies my horrible caffeine habit. I relapsed really, really hard. I was doing so well on abstaining from caffeine, and whenever I come to Vegas, what do? Go right back to the spigot. These represent several coffees here. They amass to $22.16. So $22.16 for lots of coffees at Fortuna. All right, let's get to the crux of this video, what the room cost. I'm gonna talk about the room rates, the taxes, the resort fee. This is a signature room. It is the 2nd cheapest room here on site. I typically try to book the cheapest room when I can, but that room looked terrible. It looked boring and bland and old and outdated. For just a few dollars more, you can get this beautiful signature room. To me, it was an absolute no-brainer. I love the black motif, this cool leather couch that pulls out into a sofa sleeper. You can jam a ton of people in here for cheap. Just how cheap I will talk about in a second. So I was here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I was here for 4 nights during the weekday, during the winter. The room rate was standard across all 4 nights, $56.99. So we'll call it $57 for this room for 4 nights at Westgate. I think that is such a tremendous value. Taxes on top of that were another $30.48. And then we have the resort fee. It was $41.94 for 4 nights. That is $167.76. We'll call it $168. $168 for 4 days of a resort fee. Total true cost is $426.20. Divide that by 4 for an average nightly rate of $106.55. $106.55 for this room, I think, is still a great bargain. So I just had my cheapest trip ever on the trip before this at the Orleans. It was $891.82. This trip, $891.18. It came in just a few pennies less than my trip at the Orleans, but I was able to stay here for an extra night. So really, it was 25% cheaper than what my stay was at the Orleans. So my cheapest trip ever comes here at the Westgate, $891.18. And again, I was here for 4 nights instead of my usual 3. I think the stay could have even been cheaper. If I would have got the cheaper room, that would have saved a few dollars per night. And then also I had a pretty extravagant dinner at Fresco Italiano. By the way, I eat and drink for 2 people. So if you want to come with a significant other or a friend, I think that my expenses are a very accurate representation of what it would cost 2 people. Alright, so that is it for this video. This place, I think, is the epitome of budget luxury. If you are looking for a 4-star room, a base room that's still 4-star, and like a 5-star property, I think you really have to take a look at Westgate. I was disappointed by this place, at least in terms of its exterior. That's what took me so long to actually step foot on this property. The exterior just is not very inviting. It's not very beautiful. But once I stepped foot on this property, I realized that you can never judge a book by its cover. That's why that adage is true. Really enjoyed my time here. 4 nights, $891.18. I'll see you in the next video.